Can you believe we're seriously discussing whether the Maple Leafs should mortgage their future for a 34-year-old defenseman who just had his worst season in years? Well, hold on to your jerseys, hockey fans, because NHL analyst Jay Rosehill just dropped a bombshell two-word endorsement that has the entire hockey world buzzing. All day. That's right. He'd take Erik Karlsson in Toronto all day, and his reasoning might just blow your mind. But before you start planning the parade, there are some massive roadblocks that could kill this dream before it even gets started. Jay Rosehill didn't mince words when discussing a potential Karlsson trade to Toronto. His enthusiasm was palpable as he broke down why the Maple Leafs should be all in on the former Norris Trophy winner. The proposed deal that caught his attention would see Toronto send Morgan Rielly and Nick Robertson to Pittsburgh in exchange for Karlsson, and Rosehill's analysis cuts straight to the heart of Toronto's current problems. We're going to try and get rid of Nick Robertson in general. Doesn't fit anywhere, Rosehill stated bluntly. His assessment of Robertson's situation is brutally honest. The young forward simply can't find a consistent role in Toronto's lineup, making him expendable in the right deal. But it's his take on Morgan Rielly that really turns heads. Rosehill didn't hold back on Rielly's recent performance, describing the $7.5 million defenseman as stalled, and noting that he doesn't produce like he used to. The criticism extends beyond offense, with Rosehill pointing out defensive zone issues that have plagued Rielly's game. This isn't just casual criticism. It's a thorough indictment of a player many consider untouchable in Toronto. At 34, Erik Karlsson remains one of the most dynamic offensive defensemen in the NHL. His 2022-23 Norris Trophy season, where he became the first defenseman since 1992-93 to score 100 points, proved he still possesses elite-level ability. Even in a down year, Karlsson managed 53 points in 82 games, numbers that would make him Toronto's most productive defenseman. The power play dimension cannot be overstated. Toronto's special teams have been a persistent weakness, and Karlsson's ability to quarterback the man advantage could transform their entire approach. Former Maple Leafs defenseman Carlo Colaiacovo echoed this sentiment, emphasizing Karlsson's unique skill set. Erik Karlsson could absolutely still quarterback a power play. That is the reason why I would bring him in. With Mitch Marner's future uncertain and Toronto's power play needing a complete overhaul, Karlsson represents a proven solution. His vision, passing ability, and shot from the point could unlock scoring opportunities that have been missing from Toronto's arsenal. Here's where things get interesting from a salary cap perspective. Karlsson's massive 8-year, $92 million contract initially seems prohibitive, but the structure works in Toronto's favor. With significant signing bonuses already paid and retention possibilities, the actual cap hit could be manageable for a franchise desperate for offensive production from the blue line. The 2 years remaining on Karlsson's deal also provide a clear timeline. This isn't a long-term commitment that could handicap the franchise for years. It's a calculated gamble with a defined endpoint. For a team in win-now mode, that timeline aligns perfectly with their championship window. Colaiacovo emphasized this point, noting that any deal you make for Karlsson, you're going to get a discount on the cap hit. This financial flexibility could make the difference between a pipe dream and a realistic possibility. Despite all the compelling reasons to pursue Karlsson, one massive obstacle threatens to derail any potential deal: Morgan Rielly's no-movement clause. The Toronto Board defenseman has made his intentions crystal clear. He wants to remain a Maple Leaf and help deliver the franchise's first Stanley Cup since 1967. Leafs Nation analyst Michael Motze puts it succinctly: Morgan Rielly likely wouldn't accept a trade out of Toronto. This isn't just speculation. Rielly's public statements and actions consistently demonstrate his commitment to the organization. Even the prospect of reuniting with former Leafs GM Kyle Dubas in Pittsburgh might not be enough to change his mind. This creates a fascinating paradox. The player Toronto would need to move to make the deal work is the same player who holds veto power over his own trade. It's a chess match where one of the key pieces can simply refuse to move. Even if the logistics could be worked out, Karlsson's arrival in Toronto wouldn't be universally celebrated. Motze points out that Erik Karlsson will be a divisive figure among Leafs fans even at 20% retention. This division stems from legitimate concerns about age, defensive reliability, and whether Karlsson's style fits Toronto's identity. The skepticism is entirely unfounded. Karlsson's defensive metrics have declined, and his tendency to take risks could be problematic in playoff situations where every mistake is magnified. Toronto's fan base has endured decades of disappointment, making them naturally wary of expensive gambles on aging stars. However, supporters would argue that elite offensive talent from the back end has been missing from Toronto's recipe for years. Sometimes you need to take calculated risks to achieve breakthrough results. This potential trade represents more than just a player swap. It's a philosophical statement about Toronto's championship timeline. Acquiring Karlsson would signal that the franchise believes their current core can compete immediately, even if it means sacrificing some future flexibility. The urgency is real. Austin Matthews is entering his prime. John Tavares isn't getting younger, and the pressure to deliver results has never been higher. In this context, trading for Karlsson makes sense as a win-now move, even if it comes with significant risks. The power play consideration alone could justify the move. Toronto's inability to capitalize on man-advantage situations has cost them in crucial moments, and Karlsson's presence could transform their most important special teams unit. While Jay Rosehill's all-day endorsement captures the excitement of what Karlsson could bring to Toronto, the practical obstacles remain daunting. Morgan Rielly's no-movement clause represents the biggest hurdle, but even if that could be overcome, questions about age, defensive reliability, and cultural fit would persist. What's undeniable is that Karlsson would bring elite offensive ability and power play expertise that Toronto desperately needs. Whether that's worth the risk and potential disruption is a question only Brad Treliving can answer. What's your take on this blockbuster possibility? Would you pull the trigger on Karlsson despite the risks, or do you think Toronto should focus on younger options? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you want more in-depth trade analysis. The offseason isn't over yet, and with moves like this being discussed, anything could happen before training camp opens.